matchup like this means a little more to the players than just any other game.
And not just the players, Greg. How about the fans, too? I mean, they get into this thing as well. We've got an electric atmosphere in here, just like it always is when these two teams square off. It should be a good one, and I'm glad to be right in the middle of it.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Young out there with Johnson. Then it's Donald Sloan. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Ellington in at the shooting guard position. Well, if you name an offensive stat category, the Knicks last season probably last in that category. All-around problems, Greg, for them scoring the ball.
Yeah, we may have to give them a new nickname, Last. How about last in fast break points, last in points in the paint, last in points per game, and then throw in bottom three in shooting percentage, and that spells abysmal.
And it's good. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Deep two from Anthony. Ellington grabs the miss.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now, here is Young. He had 10 points in the win against Phoenix. Got a piece of it. Calderon against Johnson. Calderon kicks to Afflalo. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Afflalo's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Here's Sloan. And the pass to Ellington. The dish to Lopez. It's rebounded by New York. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Sloan. Dishes to Johnson. Young, right side. 5 on the clock. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. That free throw good from Young. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Calderon passes to Afflalo. And there's the feed to Calderon. And here's Anthony from the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Sloan. Inside, looking for Young. He gets it there. Kicks to Ellington. Back to Young. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Clock at 4. The Nets need to get a shot off here. The shot by Ellington, no good.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
Now here's Johnson. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Afflalo. That is his first foul of the game. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Lopez with the steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
Good defensive work there by Young.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Feeds it to Sloan. Young, a screen on Anthony. 6 to shoot. Can they get it? Misses off the right iron.
And you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Well, most coaches will tell you, you need scoring in the paint to be successful. And here are some big men around the league that have been providing plenty of that over the last month. Brook Lopez third.
You know, there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively. Face up or back to the basket, they can get it done.
Which is what makes that such an interesting collection of players for me. So much contrast in their methods, but success all around. It goes to show how many different ways there are to get it done in the post.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Lopez. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. Bargnani is checked in for Brooklyn. Larkin comes in for Donald Sloan.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Here's Larkin. Kicks it out to Johnson. Bargnani down low. Second shot opportunity. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Derek Williams, he checked in for the Knicks. Lance Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And then for Brooklyn, Robinson's checked in for Young. Bogdanovich comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Brown in for Wayne Ellington. Here's Larkin, finished off the break. Larkin's got his first points of the night.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here's Galloway. Here's Williams. Can't hit. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
New York trailing. And a fast break now for New York. He dishes it to Galloway. The rebound by the Nets.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And last year, the Nets would end right in the middle of the pack in that Atlantic division. Many thought they could try and win it outright, but that slow start to the year didn't make that much of a possibility.
As you said, the Nets ended third in the Atlantic. They did have a good divisional record, Clark, going 10-6 against the rest of their division.
And, you know, everybody thought the Atlantic would be the weakest division, but that was disproved, sending 3 teams to the playoffs, the Nets being that third team. Really not a bad showing given how tough that division ended up being. Guys, Bargnani was compared to several other international players when he came out. Some said he was Nowitzki. Others thought he might be more like Yao Ming in terms of impact. Ming was the only other player taken 1 overall who had never played high school or college hoops.
Now here's Afflalo. An 11-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia. Thomas dishes to Williams. Williams with another miss. Nets leading by 3. Pass to Bogdanovich. Takes a 3. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Thomas kicks to Galloway. Passes it to Williams. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Williams has got his first 3 points of the game. And going back to international comparisons, Bargnani was keeping some pace with Nowitzki over his first 5 years, but that's when the injury bug laid into him, and that's not been the case.
You know, and Bargnani was really starting to play great on the offensive end, and defensively, he started to make an impact, but Nowitzki, on the other hand, just kept rising all the way to that true Hall of Fame status. Bargnani still searching.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrapping, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down. Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year, just lacked any real presence in the paint, and lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Here's Larkin. There's a screen by Robinson to the paint. Pass to Bogdanovich. He kicks to Bargnani. Goes up the baseline, and he gets it to go. Bargnani's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg shooting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
It's Brown on the wing. He feeds it to Larkin. Here's Bogdanovich, and it's off from three-point range.
And in thinking about Bargnani's impact, he's a guy who can generate points from every spot on the floor. Three-point range, converts at the rim. He's about 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and shoots free throws like a guard.
Here's Bogdanovich. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Larkin, the pass to Bogdanovich, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for New York. Reed, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
And talking about Bargnani last season, he was actually generating efficient numbers when he was healthy. I mean, way up in field goal percentage, three-point percentage. I would love to see him remain healthy and have a chance to quiet the doubters.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. New York's gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. Here's Galloway. Fires for three. No good on the buzzer beater. It's a tie game in New York. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it.